to the Southern Snack. Life is too short to be serious. All right, folks. So I think Panera is having a midlife crisis, folks. I mean, they're gonna go bankrupt at some point. I'm calling it now. The prices are way too high. $60 for all this. Of course, it is a lot of items, but you know, to me, Panera's always been pricey. And now they're just losing it, right? They keep revamping their menu, adding crazy new things. Apparently, they've fired their bakers. It's a position they've gotten rid of, so they no longer bake stuff in-house, which I really am surprised that they bake stuff in-house in the first place. Just the food, the quality of the food doesn't give off that vibe. But, and this is far from the end of this midlife crisis, because apparently they've got more new stuff coming. Pre-packaged avocado sandwiches. So the avocado is like a pre-packaged spread. I don't know. If you're a Panera employee, tell me, you know, what's going on, because this is crazy. And, you know, I had just gotten through the new revamp menu from April. I just uploaded that. And now I'm like, okay, you know, for once I'm going to be semi on time. I know this has been out a couple weeks now, but I'm not going to drag this out for months. I said, let's just take the dagger now, do it, and, you know, roll with it. So with that, we've got all kinds of content from this. We've got this video, and we've got like a TikTok or a reel or short, whatever you want to do with it. But yeah, let's go ahead, attempt to pose for the thumbnail. I had it all together, but I want to hold, okay, I want to hold the sandwiches in one hand, and I want to have the drinks visible and the CinnaTops on top of the drinks. I'm a visionary. I see how we gotta align things, but sometimes those things don't come to fruition. However, there you go. It came to fruition. I've got a lopsided hat, but the food's what counts. So let me set this to the side. We'll have to save the CinnaTops and drinks for a little bit later in the video, because I've already got the sandwiches in my hand, and it's just easier to lay them all out and take a bite from each and then move on. So that's what we're gonna do. Sandwiches first. You know, we're being civilized, I guess. All right, so where do we want to start? I want to start with the CinnaScramble. So you can get this with or without sausage. There's the sausage patty. You get egg, you get cheese. It's like a cinnamon bun without, you know, some of the fancy things. So let's go ahead and try the CinnaScrambler. It's not bad. Not the best like cinnamon sandwich you'll ever have. Maybe could use some icing to balance out that cinnamon a little bit, add a little bit of sweetness. But the sausage is pretty good, the egg's pretty good, the cheese pretty good. And that's really got the texture of like a croissant. So pretty interesting on that aspect. I'll give it like a 7. That's pretty good. Not gonna blow your mind, but yeah. All right, steak and wake. It's steak and eggs, and I guess cheese. I don't see cheese, but oh well. Not a lot to the sandwich. This one's probably gonna get a lower rating. I say that, but the steak is pretty nicely seasoned. It's tender. The egg is pretty good. Yeah. Kind of tastes like your typical sirloin that you get at a restaurant. I give this a 7 too. Like, it's not super flavorful, but it's flavorful enough where it's like pretty enjoyable. All right, we'll do the double take. I didn't really read into this. You got egg, plenty of bacon. I thought it was multiple types of cheeses, but I don't see much other than American. So I don't know if they did this wrong. Oh, it looks like the cheese is on top. So I think that's what you've got going on here, is you got double the cheese. So I don't know. Yeah, basically that's what they've got going. like a double cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese type of thing. It's pretty solid, better than the other two sandwiches, I would say. But not like something crazy, right? I give it like a 7.5. Again, these stuff are pricey, and you're probably better off going to Wendy's if they still had like the 2 for $3. But again, I'm just showing you what we've got. All right, this is bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm not sure about this one. I'm gonna choke on my words. Ham, egg, and cheese. I'm sorry. Ham's a little thin, nothing special. It's not terrible, but not something I would recommend. Five out of 10. All right, on to the CinnaScramblers. So, not CinnaTops. Let's start with chocolate chip cookie and move our way down. So yeah, so cinnamon roll, icing, and their chocolate chip cookie, I guess. So let's take a bite. I don't know what you would call a cinnamon bun with a cookie on it. I would call it quite delicious. Not as good as like a fresh cinnamon bun that's warm. I mean, you can heat this up, obviously. But it's not as good as a fresh cinnamon bun. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's good. The cookie on top, pretty good. It's a really enjoyable combination. So I know a lot of people employees aren't buying this. And like, who would really want to wake up and say, hey, I'm going to go get this dessert topped cinnamon bun? Not a lot of people, but I think there's valid reason to get it. If you have a huge sweet tooth and instead of going to crumble, you want to buy something like this, I don't blame you. So this one is more like a sugar cookie filled with candy, as compared to the brown sugar chocolate chip cookie on top of the cinnamon bun. So let's give this a try. Also not bad, loaded with plenty of sugar, plenty of, again, you would say it's a lazy concept because they just take 2 in-house desserts and combine them. But I think what they do with this is pretty solid. Not as good as the chocolate chip cookie, but still a very sweet, enjoyable pastry. I'm willing to give it a 7. So, I mean, most of the items are pretty solid here, albeit overpriced. This one I'm banking on being really good. The brownie CinnaTops. So, let's give her a try. The brownie's so moist and adds such a dynamic combination with the cinnamon bun. Cinnabon should really think about doing a brownie cinnamon bun if they're able to do it. I know the research and development teams are probably something they visited, but that is very delicious. I think if you warm it up, it's even better. So I'm not going to give it a 10, but I'm willing to give it a 9. Very good. So, if you want to go crazy, have a super sweet tooth for breakfast, there you go. All right, now we're going to wash this stuff off with some drinks. We'll start with the blueberry lavender lemonade. Very intriguing. Very heavy on the lavender. You get berry notes. Very refreshing, a little too watery. But that does hit right. That hits nice. I give it 8.5. Very good beverage. All right, citrus punch. Let's see if this is kind of like an OJ drink. Looks like it's got some OJ in it. It's kind of cloudy. Don't know what else is in here. Tastes like it's got a little bit of sparkling mix. To me, it tastes mostly like a watered down OJ. Kind of vibes like it's OJ and apple juice, and I'm sure it's not, but you could really say it is OJ and apple juice. It's perplexing. I'd say it's like a 5 though. Like, it kind of feels lazy, especially when it just tastes like OJ and apple juice. All right, finally, our hibiscus tea. I'm nervous because the last time I had hibiscus tea, looking at you, Duncan, in your test kitchen in Raleigh, it was, yeah, it was not good. It's not flavorful, but it's not making me just shudder in fear, right? It's not making me cry like Duncan did. But I'd be daggone, I taste some hibiscus. It really builds up in the aftertaste, but it's not got like enough sweetness to it. It tastes like a unsweet tea with some notes of hibiscus. I'm gonna give it a 3. And I probably gave that Dunkin' drink, I probably overrated it. Looking back, the Dunkin' drink would definitely be a 1. That would be a 3. So yeah, that is your breakfast menu from Panera. And a lot of these are limited time only. A couple of them are permanent editions, but just wanted to give you the full look at everything. I hope you enjoy this review. I hope you appreciate it. And tell me if you would plan on trying any of these. Other than that, I'll see y'all around. Yeah!